electing people with substantial economic and moral merit, you see, to lead their communities. But today, any boy whose father has money will present a Form 4 certificate and get appointment as a chief. A rogue from his background becomes. So marriage is entrenched as a result of the understanding between the two persons who are, uniting, love one another and love one another, honestly, genuinely, without, monetary or monetary considerations and so on. Yes. And the person to be married.
According to the recent survey done by a reputable company in my country, Kenya, it was established that around 55% of the cases being taken to law courts for justice are either marriage or land disputes. Now this begs the question, why is there a sharp rise in the cases being taken to the law courts for justice? Were there these similar situations in those many years, maybe early 90s, 1999, or even as early as 1900? Now, I have found it very necessary to go around in my village and look for those elders who were born before us to give us at least a clue of how they used to resolve cases revolving around marriage and land disputes. Majority of you, my subscribers and viewers, suggested that I do revisit the old man whom we did the lost file case with. Now I'm going to see this person, talk to him, and also get an audience with him and help us out to find how they used to solve these particular disputes. Welcome and thank you so much. For those of you who are watching my channel for the very first time, thank you so much for always considering tuning into this particular channel. For those who are already subscribers, I really appreciate the support and love you have shown me so far. Thank you so much. For those people who are new subscribers to this channel, thank you so much for the support you have shown me so far. Now I'm going to look for the old man. I want him to give us at least a clue of how they used to solve old cases related to marriage and land disputes. We know the issue of land has been there for many years, but the way the current generation is solving the land issues is quite different from the others who were born before us. Many of the current generation have resolved to killing each other, even maiming each other using machetes and crude weapons. But I want to talk to this old man, at least to find out how are they solving the issues relating to land and marriage. Welcome and thank you so much for those people who have already subscribed for the channel. New subscribers, I also welcome you. Now stay tuned from the beginning of this particular video until the tail end so that you may even enjoy watching and learn something at the end of this particular video. Remember, I had said at the beginning of this particular channel that this channel will show you cases, the historical cases, trending stories, even story behind the stories, and even inspiration and motivational stories will be of plenty in this particular channel. Now, without taking much of your time, let me find the old man and give you what you truly deserve, which is nothing but great content. Finally, I've reached the destination. This is where the old man stays. Now, I've reached the destination. Let me see if the old man is present so that we can have a candid interview about today's topic, the marriage and land disputes. How are they being resolved those many years back? This is my old friend. Viewers. This is my old friend. Hello. This is my friend. And I also have other friends, but this is the oldest friend I have. So guys, finally we have reached our place and we have to have a nice talk with my friend here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm once again very ready to welcome you.
Yes.
So that we can have a chat.
Thank you so much.
A few things.
Thank you. Viewers, You already know my guest today. We were with him in the previous videos. If you can have an opportunity to watch them, we are going to have a candid talk today. And today we are going to talk about a very, 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 very serious issue. That is land and marriage. We all know that land is a factor of production, and marriage also is a basis of any family. Any nation depends on married people and building up a family which forms a nation. So these two things are very, very paramount in human survival. But in recent cases, we have come to realize that there is a big, big problem in these two issues. Majority of court cases are either marriage-related or land disputes. So we want to find from the elder, those people who were born before us, how were they solving those issues many, many years back. But before I waste most of your time, let me take this opportunity to let our guest today introduce himself for the new subscribers. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
My visitor.
Okay, for those people who may not know you, kindly face the camera and introduce yourself.
By name, I am James Eliud Riambo,
Yes.
a former teacher in primary schools
Yes.
in Nandi, in Nyanza, but secondary schools in Western Province.
Thank you so much.
I'm retired 18 years ago.
Thank you. Congratulations for attaining all those milestones. Congratulations. Now, we want to go right inside the today's topic. We have seen that in the recent times, when you visit the locals anywhere in the country, almost 40%, or 50, let me put it, 50% of the cases being presented to the locals for justice are either marriage cases, people are fighting for divorce and settlement, and also land disputes. Now, I want you to take us through how you used to solve these two issues, starting with land before you go to marriage issues. How were you solving land disputes during your time? Between brothers, between clans? Yes. Raise up your voice for the page.
Let me just summarize it quickly and say that traditionally, before the West was ushered in, if I may use David Rubadiri's words in his book called An Introduction to East African Poetry.
Oh, yes.
Before the West was ushered in, when Stanley met Mutesa, okay?
Yes.
Land was communally owned. Communally owned. Individual land ownership arrived in Kenya here from as early as 1903 by people like Lord Delamere and others. Then pieces of land started, communal lands started to be viewed with the perception that they can be owned by individuals. Otherwise, a clan establishment would own a piece of land, and those who are within that land are apportioned their parts, and successively they apportion those pieces of land to their successors, their children, and so on.
Oh, yes.
So this apportionment was done in an indisputable way because justice was seen to be done by the community. It was difficult for somebody to raise a complaint that he has been shortchanged because equity was the basis of what we should have, equity. But when the West came in here and the Delameres took as much as 100,000 acres of land, those who succeeded them also began to look at land as units belonging to individuals, not communities. This has transformed the peace that emanated from the equity sharing in traditional communities and has transformed that peace into the chaos that we see today. Because those who have money can even outbuy those who should legitimately own land. They can use all resources, they can use courts, they can use policemen, and so on and so on. When the Achebes of this world, when Achebe complained or not even complained. He said, where did the rain begin to beat us?
Yes.
Achebe was talking essentially about such things. Okay? When Achebe said or asked the question, where did the rain begin to beat us? It began to beat us when the West was ushered in, according to Rubadiri and Jonathan Kariana.
Oh, yes.
Or it also began when Achebe concludes his book called Things Fall Apart, and a European by the name called Captain Winterbottom is writing a book at the advent of the whites in Africa. He's writing a book, and his closing remarks are the pacification of the primitive tribes of the lower Niger.
Pacification of the primitive tribe.
The pacification of the primitive tribes of the lower Niger. You see, this is retrogressive. How primitive were the tribes of lower Niger? How primitive were they?
They were that salvage. They were original.
Yes.
That means they were not primitive.
They were not primitive.
Yeah, they were original.
In fact, they were pristine. They were original.
Yeah.
And they knew how to solve their dispute.
Yeah.
And this Captain Winterbottom, whom the Nigerians used to call Winterbottom, was far off the mark when he concluded his book in that sentence called the pacification of the primitive tribes of the lower Niger. So when the West was ushered in by Rubadiri and Kariana, or when Achebe says, where did the rains begin to beat us? And repeats the same question in Captain Winterbottom's remarks. We are actually rounding off one thing, that the rains began to beat us and scatter us when the West came in.
Oh, yes.
Otherwise, if we are to go back to the discourse that you are presented here, respected members of the community, people who are known not to lie about properties, about land and so on, were the people who were selected within a clan.
Oh, yes.
About any clan could have even 10 people, men, married men of repute.
Oh, yes.
Men of recognition who would settle disputes that emanated from lands, because there were so many madumes.
Oh, yes.
If you have read a book called The Concubine, there was a greedy man called Madume who was greedy for land.
We still have the madumes right now.
We had the madumes, yes, but these madumes were contained.
Oh, yes.
You see, they were contained by those members of the community who knew how to adjudicate on land issues.
Now, if I may ask you briefly,
Do so.
During the adjudication, were there any written laws which were being guiding the elders, the elders whom we have just said people of repute? Were there any written laws of how were they going about solving the land issues and adjudication?
Unfortunately, or fortunately, I shouldn't even say unfortunately, writing is not really a black African affair. Writing, if any, could only be availed in Ethiopia here, in Egypt to some extent, and but writing is essentially a Chinese, a Japanese, an Indian, a Greek, a Latin activity.
Oh, yes.
So we did not have written laws.
Written laws.
Yes.
People are using the common knowledge, common law,
and handed over from generation to generation.
Oh, yes.
And this is why the function of people like the griots in the West African communities, the griots of Mali, the griots of Senegal, who, you know, were a people selected from childhood and who were given the narratives of the community in strict accuracy, so that when he renders, he gives a rendition of marriage customs or land ownership, it becomes as accurate as it is when this fellow is about 20 years.
Oh, yes.
If you start to nurture a child Arabic style
Yeah.
at the age of 8 or 6, madrasa style,
The madrasa style.
and he comes up to 20 years, this boy will be accurate in rendering what you have given him,
Yes,
because that
exactly.
brain was still very fresh.
Exactly.
So the griot served this function of giving the community through orature,
Yeah.
through oral rendition,
Yeah.
their past, their present, and their expected future.
Yeah.
So equally well, in Africa south of the equator, or south of the Sahara, this Africa did not have any written laws, but they had they had members of the communities who had, received and retained very accurately the information relating to their marriages or land issues. So that disputes were not really there.
Thank you so much. Now, looking at the issue still on land, when a grown-up person, maybe the way you have put it rightly, from the age of 8 years up to the age of 20, now that is the age where somebody is being expected to move out of his parental land, let me put it that way, and set up his own homestead. How was this person being allocated land that now this is your place, you are going to settle here and start a new family? What procedures were being followed?
Oh yes, before I even come to procedures, let me make an observation about our behavior of moving away from our father's homestead, going to establish our own homestead.
Yes, that is the procedure.
I think there we made an error. It was a mistake.
Yes.
I would largely vouch for the Muslim style of staying together in communal places and then utilizing the land outside there without parceling it out here and there, so that it becomes unproductive. We should have thought about that.
But you know very well, if we stay in a same homestead, for example, your homestead here, if all your sons stay here, do you know the danger? The danger is conflict now.
The danger can be conflict.
Every day will be resolution your conflict.
It is not automatically conflict.
You'll be resolving issues each and every day.
You will be resolving issues and resolving them.
Because when you get married, women come with their own habits.
Yes, but you would resolve them even with the authority of Islamic Sharia. That's what has given the Muslims, fundamentally the Arabs or the Arabic community,
the Islamic nations.
Yes, the Islamic nations, their collectiveness, their unity, and the smoothness of some of their functions. So when you disintegrate communities, because somebody wants to go and settle there, somebody is going to settle there, another one is going to settle there, another one is going to settle there, there is this dispersal of unity. People begin to look at themselves as individuals and independent units, so that to bring them together again and tell them, let us now work from this level here, you will be antagonizing.
Oh, yes.
In fact, the Islamic community used to stay together because of very many reasons, even for security reasons. If you stay together and you are attacked, you will move out as one community and beat the enemy.
Yeah.
But if one person is there and the other person is there and the other person is that side, this disintegration can make you become a weak community. You will be overridden.
Guys, we are having a candid talk with the elder here. Remember, we are talking about land issues, how issues were being solved many years before many of us were born here. You remember, he has just said clearly that many people, long time ago, they used to stay together. Togetherness is being considered as the only unit which is very strong to beat. If you are together, nobody can destroy a community. And now coming back,
I want to make another remark.
Go on.
Let me utilize this Nyabondo area as a case study area. In Nyabondo here, we have several clans of the Kajulu subtribe. We have Koluoch, we have Agoro, Kadero, we have Kamolo, we have Kaburuon, Kanyumba, Kajei, and so on and so on. Each of these communities had their own elders who could settle disputes. Even up to the moment when I'm talking, you will hear the government talking of clan elders.
Clan elders, yes.
Yes, but these clan elders, in this money economy today, if I own a piece of land on which there is a dispute between me and a richer fellow that way, that fellow will run with money, go and bribe the clan elders, and he will be given a portion of my land. So today, the money economy, although money is a measure of value, an accurate measure of value, it is portable and so on and so on. Those
are the
need
qualities
economy.
of money.
Yes.
Those are the qualities of money.
But unfortunately, it has also come with its own problems.
Oh, yes.
It has upset the reliability of our clan elders. So that, for example, here in Koloi, you may not very much rely on all the clan elders to solve disputes amicably. They will look at where their soup comes from.
Yeah, where their bread is buttered.
Where their bread is buttered. If we must use that for in English.
So now to get you rightly,
Yes.
I think these land disputes
Yes.
we are having currently
Yes.
in our society have been brought about by existence of money.
Yes.
So money-
And the disintegration of our community because of that money and because of the foreign intrusion of the whites, definitely, and they are coming up with parceling of land that this one belongs to so and so, this one belongs to so. Of course, they did not do a bad job.
Yes.
When adjudication came, somewhere in 1970, if I may reflect,
Yeah.
they came and asked the very clan elders to point out pieces of land and to whom they belong, and adjudication was done.
Yeah.
Records are there for purposes of accuracy and settling disputes. Records are there. And the white man saved us somehow in that way. But even if the white man saved us by land adjudication and surveying, accurate surveying, there are still some people who are private,
Deep-pocketed.
lords within communities
Deep-pocketed.
who can muscle you out of your own property.
Thank you, guys. If you are new into this particular channel, this is Public Desire Media TV. We are having a candid talk with our elder here. He's showing us where the rain started beating us, where we had started getting land dispute problems, and how we should live in this particular society. If you are new in this particular channel, please make sure that you subscribe to Public Desire Media TV. Like this particular video, share it as many times as you can, because maybe it's going to help somebody somewhere solve a land dispute. Now, going forward,
Just
Yes,
before we
continue.
go forward, as you talk,
yeah, things come.
ideas
Yeah, come.
flood back again.
Thank you, thank you.
I want to say
Yeah,
that we have what we call the local administrators,
yeah.
the chiefs.
Here we call them what admins.
Oh, there are two structures.
Okay.
There is the national government structure, which relies on chiefs, assistant chiefs, and by extension, those Mijikumi elders.
Oh yes.
And then the other wing of administration of our activities, which is still not very strong, is through the county government, relying on the village administrator, the sub-county administrator, the county administrator, and so on and so on.
Yes.
These two wings of administration must come together because, unfortunately, let me not anticipate events, but let me go back a little. Long ago, not very long ago, when the people were electing their leaders, like Ngonga Odima, from whom Oginga married, that family in Alego, when they were electing their chiefs, or no, in Kano, or in Kajulu here we have the Otiendes and the Awur. They were electing people with substantial economic and moral merit, you see, to lead their communities. But today, any boy whose father has money will present a Form 4 certificate and get appointment as a chief. A rogue from his background becomes, uniformed and is called a chief. Chief, yes, by the white man's definition, but not Ruoth in the Luo definition. Ruoth in the Luo definition is not somebody who owns jamba, khaki trousers and gum boots and police boots and carries a rungu chasing people. A person who used to be Ruoth within the community was a man whose establishment had enough food, his home is conducted well, his children are manifestly, well conducted, and he can preside over moral and economic issues because he is Ruoth. Ruoth means somebody who is respected, revered. But do we revere our so-called chiefs? Do we? There are people whose appointments are questioned from time to time.
Those are
I'm not
questions.
going to mention a name, but if you count them right from here up to Migori, if you find 10 who are Ruoths,
People of repute.
people of repute,
Yeah.
you will be a lucky man.
That's a question to be answered by my viewers, those people who are watching. Please put your comments in the comment section. If you understand what the elder is trying to say, I would like to have your comments in the comment section. Let's have a healthy discussion in the comment section. Remember, this is Public Desire Media TV. Don't forget to like this particular
But let
video.
us unite the two.
Yes. Now I want to come
No. I'm uniting the two.
I want to combine
Yeah.
now the way Englishmen came and demarcated the land and how the traditional people, those who were born before us, used to demarcate land. How did they come to a common consensus?
No, before
And
I
now
answer,
we live
before I
harmony.
answer that question,
Yes.
let me come to the two wings of administration
Okay.
and unite them.
Okay.
In land issues,
Land issues. that
yes,
is.
let us use our survey documents and let us also bring forward the presence of our clan elders who know that this piece of land belongs to so and so and it comes from that end to that end. Confirm it through adjudication, which was done right from about 1970, and we shall not have disputes. You see that one?
Yeah.
But if we leave it alone to one wing, it will be subject to corruption.
Oh yes.
Yes, it will be subject to corruption.
Thank you.
This is why I told you if you count 10 roads
Yes.
from here to Migori,
Yes. People of integrity.
people of integrity,
You may not get
you
even
will
one.
be a lucky man.
If I get one or two,
Hey,
I'm so lucky.
I will bet my only cow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Viewers, we are coming back after a short break. Remember, this is the Public Desire Media TV. Let us take a break. We will be back shortly.
Thank you.
Yeah, viewers, now we are talking about the second part of our interview. I hope you're enjoying each and every minute of this particular content. Now we are covering marriage now. I told you for the beginning of this particular video that today we are going to capture two aspects of the interview. That is, we are going to talk about land issues and marriage. Remember, this is Public Desire Media TV, the only channel that you get an opportunity to watch and enjoy exact, accurate, specific, and relevant content that is geared towards making you a greater person. Today, we're having the elder here, and good things. They are with the mama here, because it is a marriage issue. Now, we want to talk about marriage when they started having an affair with our mama here, and lastly, how they finally settled to be who they are today. Now, marriage issues.
Yes.
We have seen the current generation, majority of marriages don't last 10 years. Now, during your time, when was the right age of somebody to start courting and getting married?
For ladies, a very young age would be 20. Otherwise, ladies would be married, would start being courted as late as the 25th birthday. That's when their parents would allow them to become wives, because they have matured physically and because they have also matured mentally and collected all the social information about how to conduct themselves as wives and as members of community.
Oh yes.
Men would marry from as late as 30, as early as 30 years, if that is early.
If that is early.
If that is early.
Oh yes.
But because of certain issues, these ages could be dropped because the community wanted to give birth quickly to children who would become the secures of the community, so that they police the society against foreign intrusion. So you would find the ladies being married from as early as 16 years and young men marrying from as early as 20 years. So
Was there any courtship?
courtship.
How were you getting
Oh,
these partners?
how we are getting partners?
How your aunties and your relatives used to bring a girl or a guy?
Yes.
How are you getting these partners?
Just like the Arabs and the Indians, most of Luo marriages were arranged marriages.
Oh yes.
They were arranged because Luos wanted their sons or daughters to be married from respectable communities, respectable homes. See that?
Yeah.
They would not want their girls or their men to marry from wayward homes. There were certain homes which were not, well conducted.
Oh yes.
So they used to conduct very secret inquiries about the conduct of families from where they would want to marry. For example, you can travel from here up to Seme, about 50 kilometers away from here, and meet a very beautiful lady. And you come and report back home. But I met a girl at a clan called Kodongo or Kadero or Kotienu, and you say that girl is so beautiful, I would like to marry her. And your clan members would say, yes, you are right, we must now begin to investigate her background and know whether from their homes or their clans there are sorcerers, there are lazy people, there are people, murderers, and so on and so on. When all the necessary information has been elicited and qualification given that that community is not bad, then you as a young man, you are now allowed to go and marry from there. But then even before you do that one, you don't arrive there by yourself. There would be those people who are called Yoangyu. Yoangyu are the people who are now working on your behalf to go and present the message that they have seen a lady at that home, and they would like to take that lady. And the elders of that community will also conduct a search about you to elicit.
So all that time, how long will that take?
It could take as long as even a year or two, or even 3. It depends. Because even the lady whom you want to marry, if she sees you, rough cast, weakling like me, she will say, you know, Jama, no, not for me. And if she sees
Yeah.
a hefty good
Gentleman.
man,
Yeah.
she will say, hey, that one I'll go for.
Okay.
But then they were not quick to look at only physical attributes.
Okay.
They were also keen to know that this where I want to pick a lady from, this place, how is it? And she would only give her consent after even their family members had conducted a search and said, oh, go there.
Okay.
And you would find that a man who is not very, good looking, does not have a face to present, but he has a moral face to present.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
strong moral face would carry away.
Now, when you
But
say
there is a second
aspect of it,
a second method.
yeah.
After all this had been done, and the lady, for one reason or another, refuses is becoming rather reluctant and not showing willingness because of ABCD, because she has been poisoned along the way by some other people. Strong young men like you from your clan would be selected and wait for the girl at a specific place and hijack her and carry her. That one was called Iwayonyako.
Iwayonyako.
Pulling away of the girl, and she would be pulled. And when she has left her clan boundaries, you're right?
Yes.
She is now compelled to go, and she would be whipped along the way.
That is like forced marriage.
It was almost like forced marriage, but it was also an indication that the girl was difficult to get. Some girls were just stubborn, willingly to show that they are not easy to capture like that.
But when you let them to walk, now they are walking on their
They
own.
will walk and go. I witnessed one occasion like that.
Yes.
But I was not very happy. There was an element of brutality
Oh, that's not
in the
good.
way the girl was, pulled along the way, caned by a hip whip, and oh my, I
That was,
shed a tear.
that was not good.
That was way
Now-
back in 1960.
1960.
Yeah.
Now coming to your situation now. Now that we have our mama here around here, let us look at you individually. How did you get mama?
Mama,
Yes. Was it a issue of arranged marriage? Did you do courtship? Is this something that you hijacked on the way? My viewers want to know this.
that's a very personal question,
Yeah.
but I'll answer it.
Yes,
all the
because
same.
she's here.
Mm.
Yeah.
What happened is,
Yes.
when I came around this area,
Yeah.
there were very many beautiful girls around. If beauty is the only criteria,
Yeah.
then there were very many other beautiful girls.
Yes.
But when I looked around their home, I saw that that home was an industrious home. They are basically from peasant roots or traditional roots, but their home is very industrious.
That's good.
When she was growing up, her father had died long ago. In fact, her father had died more than 15 years since I met her. And the mother, alone, single-handedly, out of children who are more than 10, how many were they? 10. Brought up these children, gave them education through her own effort, the efforts of her hands. And the daughters and the sons took over and became industrious people who placed themselves in the society. And I said, I will take a lady from here.
Yes.
And that's why, although there was no Jawangyo,
Jawangyo, those people who came before you.
yes,
Yeah.
I was the Wangyo, the Jawangyo by
Yourself.
myself. And I think I made a right choice.
Thank you so
And
much.
I'm not very happy that disease is disturbing my life.
Sorry.
You see that cluster of beans
Yeah.
you see there.
Yeah.
She used to single-handedly produce 6, 7, 8 times that quantity of beans from the plot. Single-handedly,
Very
working
industrious.
alone.
Very
Industrious.
very
That word is not wasted.
Yes. Very industrious.
If you see that plot of maize there,
Yeah.
she would cultivate that one using her own hands deep down from the river valley there,
Yes.
and come with it up to here and be assisted by my sons.
Your sons.
And they plant, and we would never go.
That's very good.
Yes.
Now that covers everything I wanted to
Industry,
know.
not
Yes.
only industry,
Yeah.
but they were also morally upright.
Now that's good. Now I've realized one shift of expectations from the current generation of ladies.
Yes.
You looked at the industrial part of
Yes.
your mama. Now, what about the financial aspect of it? Is it something of importance when during your time when you are getting married?
To get married,
Yeah, during financial position,
well,
you as the husband.
I will say that members of the community from where you wanted to marry would expect some compensation in lieu of bride price, because they have brought up this girl. And if you rob them, this industrious girl, who is going to take over the activity? So you compensate them so that their sons can also marry other industrious girls from somewhere. But it was not a very rigorous affair.
Now, we have changed the name from bride price to compensation.
Yeah.
You know, money has got many names.
Yes.
When you pay to the in-laws, it is called bride price.
Yes.
When you damage somebody's property, it is called compensation.
Compensation, yes.
Now, how did you compensate parents and you did not damage anything?
You damaged the home because you have removed a member of that community.
That is now damage.
Yeah,
Malicious damage to property.
Is an asset at home there.
Yes.
Yes. So, bride price was also, a reflection of the members who brought her up.
Okay.
One animal, because we pay bride in terms of animals, specifically cattle. A cow would go to the mother. Another cow would go to the grandmother. Another cow can go to her sisters. Several bulls, depending on how many brothers she has, have to go to the brothers because they are the ones who took care of her.
Yes.
So you see,
by molding her.
Yeah, by molding her.
Yeah.
So you are paying back what
good.
has been paid, what you want to take for free.
Yes.
Not free. So
Guys,
whoever says, like the white man who say that bride price is like slavery, you pay to buy a person. You're not buying a person.
You are appreciating.
You are appreciating.
Guys, we are having a candid talk here with the elder. He's telling us how people used to get married, what kind of compensation they used to give, and why was it being given as compensation. No, remember, it's not a price you are paying. A human being cannot be tagged with a price. We are compensating, we are appreciating, in fact, the brothers for bringing up an industrial lady, and even the parents for putting up some little knowledge or even more knowledge into the lady. Now,
yes,
let us come to the current situation right now.
yes.
I want you to tell those people who are watching, what are some of the pillars that governs a good marriage?
A good marriage. I was shocked the other day, 2 days back. I was shocked.
Yes.
When one mother of one of our prominent leaders was saying that in order to entrench marriages, ladies who have been taken by men must make sure that they get a certificate from Zitadio or the county government. A certificate. A certificate is a piece of paper which only states that so and so is married to so and so. But marriage is not that physical, union. Marriage is bonding between two people which should not be defined in terms of a marriage certificate. A marriage certificate can be thrown far away when there is divorce. How many have we seen? Members of a high political class with, fabulous weddings. And with the church fellows sitting there and reading vows and so on, and then a certificate is written called a marriage certificate. One year down the line, this marriage is no more. So marriage is entrenched as a result of the understanding between the two persons who are, uniting. Initially, it is a union that must be nurtured slowly, and with proper instruction about the objectives of this union. If there are no instructions to these pairs about the objectives of this union, then those who talk about a marriage certificate are left with their hands dry, because the union of these two people can only be cemented by them observing that I am with so and so as a wife or as a husband. What is my conduct? What should I be doing here? But our young girls who are married today and who are, brought up in very, affluent families, they cannot even fry omen. They cannot cook meat. They cannot make the chapati we have had here. Eh? Such girls, they look beautiful from outside, but they are so empty. When they come, they don't know how to weed a plot here. They don't know how to raise beans here. When you marry her, son of them,
Yes.
you have only taken a body. You have not taken a person who has been groomed into the totality of a functioning person who can assist you. So today, many marriages break up. You will hear marriages break up. But if you look at the roots of these breakages, it's because we have poor nurturing from our homes, where children are driven in very posh vehicles. They go to hotels to eat. Their clothes are ironed by workers, and many things are done for them.
House help. Everything is
House help, house help. These are empty people. So the functionality of a marriage should also be dependent on how we can also achieve some of our activities by conducting our children right from the very roots of their growth.
So there's still hope.
Yes.
There's still hope. We can nurture our children right from the grassroots and tell them what they should expect when they get married.
Exactly.
Now, Mama, I know you have been here with us for long. I don't know if you can talk in Swahili or English, but I want to give you an opportunity also, so that you also participate in this particular very, very interesting interview. I know you have been with the elder here for long. Some challenges which you face in marriage, and how have you been going through them?
If you are ready to get married, you have to know your husband. You know what he wants and what he doesn't like. That will make you feel very happy in your home. You can be very happy because there is no conflict. There is no quarrel. You live with values and respect to your people and your husband.
I know in a homestead where two people come together. I remember when I was in Mombasa, another old guy from the Swahili nation told me, if you put two stones in one pocket, they must collide. But if you separate them, there's no way they can collide. Now, if you are in one pocket, how are you solving the collision you're having in the house? Tell me, for the sake of those who are watching. These collisions are the ones which bring separation, and the locals have got around 40% of the cases, these divorce cases. I want you to tell those people who are watching, when you collide in your house, husband and wife, how were you solving this commission that now you have maintained an old man up to this age, you are still together?
If there is a problem,
yes, raise up your voice because I want these people to capture the moment.
If you have a problem in your home
yes,
or in your house with your partner, just sit down, you talk, you discuss your problem and solve them. You don't wait for people to come and settle your problems. You settle them by yourself. Talk, talk and talk. Discuss your problems and you will find a solution.
Thank you. I hope you have learned something, my valuable viewers. Communication lines must be open. Maybe you want to add something?
I have a comment.
Yes.
I will refer to the book called the Bible before I go to traditional saying. The Bible is actually a book about the history of the Israelites, but beyond that, it gives us ways in which to conduct ourselves as individuals and members of a community. Even in this talking, traditionally, members of the Luo community used to groom their children to know how to talk and when to talk and perhaps why to talk.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Very important indeed.
Yes.
How to talk, when to talk, and how to talk.
Yes. How to talk, when to talk, what to talk about. Yes. So if you have a very burning issue, that is disturbing you in the home. If I raise a question, she should not be quick to respond if she has not digested what she should be responding. How she is answering. I should not be very quick to respond if I don't know how to respond. I should take my time, digest the import of that question, and even if I have to stay and for 2 days before I answer, I can stay and know what to say.
Oh, yes.
Because they say, the Luos have very many sayings that conduct a people. They say, like we are lake people essentially, they say, "Ye po kogi go."
Yeah.
That a boat will capsize
Capsize.
when it is just
It's
a
about
few,
Few miles from
50 meters from the shoreline.
From the shoreline,
And it capsizes and it upsets, everybody is drowned.
Now,
But
now,
we are, that idiom means because we are like boats. Human beings are like boats.
yes.
So when we are sailing, let us not say over speed.
yes.
We will capsize.
We will capsize.
And this is why our comments must go carefully.
Oh, yes.
You see, so we have to be nurtured about how to relate to one another.
Okay. That's good. Now, property.
Property,
Property ownership
yes.
is a very, very fundamental problem in marriages. Mama, I want to give you the first opportunity to respond to this question. How would you like to own property bought by your husband? Maybe a piece of land. Would you like it to be in your name or in the name of the husband?
In the name of the husband.
Why?
Because he's the head of the house.
Okay.
I am the neck, so he must be the one.
My
Okay.
friend?
Myself,
Yeah.
I would probably want it to be in the names of the two people, but that name fixing, let it come when we are appropriately about 55 years old to fix it. Because by then, my girlfriend here will have nowhere to run
To run to.
and myself, his boyfriend, will have nobody who is admiring me. So that our names can now be
Joined.
joined.
Guys,
So if we do it too early,
yeah, she will go with the property.
we'll go with the
Guys, we're having a candid talk. We know we can talk about this until the end of the day. Now the weather has just changed and we are outside the premises here. I want to end this particular interview. It's very interesting. That's why I have to end it right now because when it is still interesting, I don't want to dilute it with a parting shot to first Mama, ladies first, then our old man here. The parting shot to those people who are watching us about marriage only. Any advice to those people who are watching? Mama, start.
To the young people, I'd like to advise them that when you are getting married, you must stay calm and wait for the word of God to come into your house and guide you how you can take care of your home, how you can take care of your children. Don't just rush things because you want money, because you want properties and you're still young, you don't know how to manage your properties. So my advice is just cool down, do whatever you can do and wait for what will come next. Thank you.
Our elder.
Well, as I told you earlier on, I took my wife because of certain attributes.
Yes.
The issue of attributes does not end because we are here today. Attributes and contacts of families are still there. If you are a young person, look for where to get married from. You will get the right families and look keenly and love one another honestly, genuinely, without monetary or monetary considerations and so on.
Yes.
And the person to be married must also look at the person to marry her. Huyu ni nani? Who is this person? Is he a person who can be stable, or is he a fellow who can be left, right, and center,
And be swayed.
like
A flag.
yes. So after that one, after they have searched and searched well and seen that there can be stability in this union, then make a move. Don't look at a person because he has a pajero, a young man, and say you are going to live with him. You may end up in a road accident in that pajero.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. You have come. It cannot be better than this. We have tried our level best. This interview can go on and go on and go on until even the whole day. It is very, very interesting. I hope guys you like this particular video. Don't forget to give it a like, share it as many times as possible, because somebody might be helped out in a similar situation. I want you, my viewers, to comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the particular this video, and don't forget also to subscribe to this awesome channel. This is Public Desire Media TV, part 2 of the Lost Files. Bye bye. Let us meet in the next video. Bye.
Thank you very much.